What is up, y'all? It's Joe once again coming back at you with some more acoustic insanity. Just going to be playing through the songs that we are doing this weekend here at Rocky, both of our campuses. This one is going to be a little bit more specifically geared toward our Fred folks. There's a few differences between what we're going to be playing as far as key signatures, but just want to give you guys some more tips and tricks for how we are using the acoustic guitar in our worship sets, and to do that mostly in the context of the songs as it matters. So we're starting out this week. This is July 5th with 2026 with the song Holy Sound. This is we're transposing this up so that a guy can lead it. It's going to be Parker this weekend, but we're playing this song in the key of A, and so we're capoing on 2. Usually when we play in the key of A on the acoustic, we're going to be capoing 2 and playing in the key of G. The chords just sound a little bit nicer, a little bit more neutral. G is a great chord structure to be playing in. So without further ado, let's just dive into the pro mix here. And as usual, I'll stop and pause to take us through anything we might need to think about. But let's go for it.
1, 2.
Probably swelling a little bit.
2, 3, 4.
F sharp minor. It's gonna be an E minor. All right.
Verse 1. Breakdown.
And then we'll be out for verse 1. Verse 1, we're gonna let it just kind of stay with vocals and a little bit of background. But in that beginning, we're kind of swelling into the intro. 2, 3, 4. Played it 2 different ways there. Really even-handed. So when we talk about the acoustic, some of the other videos we'll keep. I talked about this in one of the other videos, but we'll keep talking about it. The acoustic is as much a rhythm instrument as it is a chorded instrument, even more so than, definitely more so than the piano. The electric guitars are more texture, right? Piano and electric guitars are kind of texture, but acoustic is chords. It's got tonality, and we're looking for it to fill out that mid-range of the sound, but it also has all of this, right? Because we're playing with a pick and we're strumming. It's got as much rhythmic presence to it as a hi-hat, and so we want to think about how to use that. So in the beginning, it's kind of carrying this mid-range as well as being a rhythmic instrument. And so when it comes to our strumming pattern here, because the drums are kind of groovy, it's pretty even, but you can see I'm putting this little accent, and this is maybe more than you need, but I'll just talk about what I'm doing. Little accent on the downstroke. That was exaggerated. You hear how it kind of mimics the drums? Same thing on the F sharp, which is an E minor 7. So it doesn't need to be that egregious. And we're out for the first verse. Invitation. Let's pick it up from there. So we're out because we're pretty much letting this be really ambient. Maybe kind of coming back in on this D, which is a C.
Chorus. Drums in.
That was a 2 chord, my bad. There's the 6. Okay, so let's talk about something that's happening there from the vamp into chorus 1. So one of the things I talk about a lot with the acoustic guitar is when the drums are building, like when we have the 4 on the floor, like doom, 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 or doom, 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 that's going to translate into straight rhythms in your right hand, or if you're left-handed, whatever hand you're strumming the guitar with. So because the drums are building through chorus 1, there's nothing you can't do 1, 2. We're building. Let everything with breath raise up a A minor, which is a B minor 7 in this case. Till earth and heavens break and shake the ground, raise up a holy sound. So here on my right hand, strumming changed between that building section and the part where the drums come in and be more groovy. So that's what I mean. So like we went from till earth and heavens, build, 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 all downstrokes and groove. So there's more, it's kind of a subtle difference, but it's how we're using our downstrokes and upstrokes. So you can hear where I'm emphasizing the upstrokes and the downstrokes in that groovy section. That's a little in the weeds, but that's how the acoustic is used. Keep it going. Verse 2. 2. A minor shape, right? Little build. See how I match it? Keep it going through the refrain. All right, let's pause it there. So you can hear how my right hand is, even within the context of that verse, there's a little ramp at the end of verse 2 where my strumming is gonna, so we lift our voices louder, faith is in the air, all our promises will shout them, hallelujahs everywhere. Let everything with breath raise up a holy sound from east to west, right? So building with the drums and then grooving with the drums. As we get to it, and that continues through the refrain. Just to be really clear, I should have gone over this in the beginning of the song, but transposition wise, your A is going to be your G. B minor 7 is going to translate to an A minor 7 shape. So if you know the A minor, right? You're just taking off our ring finger there and leaving this, I believe it is the G string open. That's a A minor 7 shape playing the B minor, F sharp minor 7. If you know an E minor, we're just adding this note, right? On that 7th. Now D2, D2 is, well, this is how you play it. So we've got, it's the same thing as like a C9 chord with, so we've got our middle finger there, and we're just going to leave the D string open. You can also put the 3rd in there, putting your index finger down. It's not going to make a whole lot of difference, but that's a D2 chord because it's going from D to E. So it's the first note in the chord and then the second, right? D2. It's also implying that the chord has no 3rd, but we don't need to get into that for right now. So as we get into the interlude, right? Maybe some light strumming here, very light. Let's see what the song calls for. Back it up just a little bit.
Interlude. Breakdown. Interlude.
I keep it going. Very light.
Bridge. Drums in.
Yeah, I would keep light strumming going there. And so this is one of those situations where we can kind of walk the line between strumming and picking. So if I was picking this section in the interlude, that would sound good. But essentially, chord-wise here, I'm just walking between this D2 and this A C sharp, which is just a G with a B in the bass, right? In both of these chords, I'm making it a point not to hit this bottom string, okay? So we've talked about this in prior videos where a lot of times I'm finding ways to mute the strings that I don't want to hit. So in this case, I don't want this bottom string to sound at all. And so I'm using just the tip of my middle finger there to mute the string so that if I do hit it by accident, it's not going to make a tone. It's not going to give us this. We just don't want that note in the bass. Same thing for the A, really for the A C sharp. My index finger is just barely touching the low E string because I don't want. That's a 6 chord. It's not what the chart is saying. So we're kind of walking the line between strumming and picking for the interlude. And probably keep that up as the drums come in. But as this song builds, just now that we know all the chords in this song, just pay attention to how my rhythm in my right hand just tries to match what the drums are doing. So yeah, now the drums are in. So that roll pattern in the snare, I'm strumming here because that's kind of what the snare is doing.
Bridge. Slowly build.
Still on the D here. Now it's going to get a little buildy. I'm still pretty strummy. It's not heavy. Heavy build. All downstrokes. Now we're grooving. And this is basically the rest of the song. Yeah, so assuming you crash it out, till earth and heavens praises shake the ground, raise up the holy sound. That's, we can crash it out, but there's like a little build toward the end as you're slowing down, and then you're kind of just that's basically how you would do a crash out on the acoustic, is like fast picking and then kind of slow it down really even. One more time, just see I can play it better than I can explain it. Heaven's praise a shake, build, 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 the holy sound. Something like that. Hope that helps.